Hey everybody, wanted to give you an idea of how easy it is to make signature lines in Word. How many of you have used that underscore key or the hyphen or something to make it go across your page, and then you want to make them bigger or longer and it's just a real pain in the butt? Well, I would like to show you a really cool way to do it. And I'm going to show you first the end result. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Beautiful. And you're going to be able to move them around. So buyer and seller. I'm going to go Control N to get a new one. And we're going to start by turning our little paragraph marks on. And also be sure that you have your ruler turned on. If you don't have your ruler turned on, it's in File, Options, and then Advanced. So remember how there was a line, and then there was a space, and then there was another line? So we're going to turn our underline on first, then we're going to hit Tab. Now I know it doesn't go very far, but don't worry about it. That sends it over 1/2 inch. Now we're going to turn our underline off, and we're going to hit Tab again. That's our space in between the two lines. The third time, we want underline again, so we're going to hit underline to turn it on, and there it is. So it does not look very good at all, does it? So we're going to select it. We're actually going to use some right tab. So I click over here on the left-hand side to get my right tab, and then I'm going to send it over here maybe to about the 3-inch mark. Boom, 3-inch mark. Wow, that's almost halfway over on my page. That's perfect. Now, how far over do you want this guy to go? Maybe 1 inch. Click on the 4-inch mark there, and that's where this one knows where to end. And finally, the last one, we're going to put it way over here at the end. I don't usually put it right on top of this thing. It gets a little tough to move them around. So now I can look at it, and I'm thinking, you know, this first one, it's a little bit longer than that one. So I can actually just go up to my tab, just drag it over a little bit. I usually drag it onto the little dots, because you'll see in a minute that I'm going to be putting my text to line up underneath it. So that looks a little bit better. Almost 3 inches there, almost 3 inches there. I can drag this one over a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little bit better. This one I can almost drag over to the 3-inch, because you really don't need that much space in between. So there's your lines. Now, if you want buyer and seller to go underneath it, enter, and it's kind of the same thing. Buyer, I need to turn my underline off since I've already typed it. Then I'm just going to double click to select it and turn it off. Buyer, tab, seller. Now, I don't like where seller is. I really don't like where seller is. And what it's doing is it's lining up according to the line up here. So this tab doesn't even really apply anymore, this 3-inch tab. So I'm going to drag it off there. Click and drag. And now it's kind of weird again. I don't really want it there either. So I'm going to click and drag to take it off. So that's kind of an interesting idea to put it over there. I'm not sure that I like it. I think I'd rather have it right here. So I'm going to take the right tab off of that one as well. So when you press enter, it just copies the tab settings from that line and repeats them. So sometimes they don't apply. So what am I going to do? I want seller to go over here. So I don't want a right tab. I'm going to click up here on the top left corner here until I see an L for left, and I'm going to line it up here, 3.5 inch mark. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if I wanted to mess around with it again, select it. Maybe I want more space in the middle. Drag this guy over, and I would have to then select this one and drag that one over as well. Sometimes you can do both of them at the same time, but when they're different tab settings, you can't really do that. I wouldn't have to do it on this one. Doesn't matter, it's just this one. So I hope that helps. Have a good week, everybody.